Howdy, folks. Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. Welcome to a Thursday night gaming chat live. And I'm going to be enjoying a Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero Sugar tonight. No beer tonight. So, we got a couple of things to talk about when we got some people in here. But to start off with, I'm just going to say that, boy, I've got all my lights on and it's awful dark in here. I'm not sure why that's doing that. I got everything going. So anyway, I apologize for it being a little dark, but I don't have any more lights I can turn on. So it could just be the hat that causes a problem sometimes. So so let's start off by talking about the elephant in the room with we keep talking about it because it keeps being in the news. Activision Blizzard is it continued in the news. This news story broke yesterday, but it's kind of been continuing into today because now all the employees have signed a petition. Hey, Chupa, demanding Bobby Kotick's resignation, which apparently the board of directors responded yesterday with a statement saying that they support him. I don't know what Bobby Kotick has on the board members, like he's got dirt on him or something. That, I mean, any other company, I've never seen this before. I've never seen a company go in the shitter this bad with this much controversy, and even the stock price starts tanking and everything else, and everybody's calling for the guy's resignation, and the board of directors don't fold because the shareholders are even asking for it, saying he needs to resign. That's normally it. I mean, the shareholders run the show in corporate America. If the shareholders are pissed and they're going to start selling their stock, usually the board of directors panics and does what exactly the shareholders want. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but apparently they're still supporting him. But now you've got, what did you have? You had, was it Xbox and PlayStation? The CEOs of both of those, I think it was those two, have both now come out and condemned him and basically said, in not so many words, that yeah, he needs to go. And I even saw a meme today. I even saw a meme on Twitter, and it shows Xbox and PlayStation grasping hands, and then at the top it says "fuck Blizzard" or "fuck Activision," and it's got Xbox and PlayStation grasping hands, like, yeah, let's get this done. So I mean, I can't explain it why he's still there. It doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, so that's going on, and we had the Game Awards nominations drop. So I'm hoping some people jump in here and they can start, and Chupa, you can chime in. Let me know what you think about the nominees for the Game Awards and all that. But I think I might have misspoke and said that Cyberpunk 2077 was nominated for Game of the Year, and that's because I saw it on Twitter, and whoever was reporting it on Twitter where I saw it, they misreported it. It was not Game of the Year. It was Role-Playing Game of the Year. A little bit different. Not the great big award, not the biggest of the big, but for the category, they're still they were nominated for Role-Playing Game of the Year, which I still think is, in the state that it was released and the state that it's even currently in, is kind of ridiculous. Because PC Gamer put out a piece today, and they said the same thing. They said Cyberpunk 2077 is up for 2 Game Awards, and it said why. Because of the state that it was released in. It that should have disqualified it. And then perhaps if they had promised like a relaunch, and then let's say they fixed everything and it came out next year, and then it would be, and it came out and it was good. Hey, Colin, then maybe it could be up for next year. But again, Wow. I get to ban somebody. Cool. Let me see if I know how to do this. I've never done this before. So let's see here. Now, how do I okay, I can remove, put user in timeout. Hide user. User's messages will be hidden. Okay, now let's see if I can I delete these, get these out of here? Oh, deleted. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm learning as I go here. That's the first time I've ever had an absolute fucking dickhead jump into one of my lives. Get the fuck out of my goddamn live, you Nazi piece of shit. Let's see here. It doesn't even have a report. Oh, there it is. Report right there. Hate speech. I can do one or the other. Okay, so there we go. Now been reported. So anyway, if anybody that's still in here, Bastille, hey, how you doing, Bastille? You came in at a bad time when this other dickhead was spamming. So tell me if you guys can see, is all his shit gone? Because he was spamming like nonstop, all that hate speech and shit. So can you guys, is it all gone? Because it's showing, like for me, it's still there. It's gone. Okay, good. Outstanding. Thank you. Appreciate that, Chupa. So let's see here. Hey Chupa, you want to be a moderator? Because I can add moderators on here. Anyway, or either one of you guys, Colin, Bastille, you guys are regulars too. Anybody wants to be a moderator, let me know. I'll make you a moderator. And I've never had to do that before, but here we are. So, okay. Yeah, I'm learning as I go, Chupa. So, because it just has here, when I go here, it says like if I go to your name, it says add moderator. So if anybody else is interested, just say so and I can make you a moderator. And then if I miss something and then some dickhead does exactly what that guy did, you guys can, whoever I make a moderator, you can kick them out too. So anyway, so those were the things that we were talking about, the Game Awards. We were talking about Bobby Kotick, of course, and all that shit that's going on. But I thought one of the fun things we could do is we got the Ghostbusters movie, I think, coming out. Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. I think it's coming out tomorrow, the new Ghostbusters movie. And I thought I would do that so you guys can see the whole thing. We'll go through this box set right here. This is the Ghostbusters tabletop role-playing game that came out in 1987, I believe. It may have come out in 86. I bought it brand new in the PX in Germany. And the reason I know that is the receipts in here. But yeah, it was 87 when I bought it, and I'm pretty sure that's when the year that it dropped. But I figured we could go through this stuff. It's kind of fascinating. I only played it once, I think, in Germany. And they've got so this was produced by West End Games, right there. And they were, at the time, they might still be around, but at the time they were a well-known gaming company that was putting out a lot of products and stuff. And it says designed by Chaosium right there. This unfortunately is taped because this was on that. I've got to retape that. That just broke again. You can see right there. That's what happens when you move however many times. I've lost count of how many times I've moved. cross-continent, cross-country, etc. So anyway, that's who put it out. And they put all kinds of neat little flavor stuff in here. They put Ghostbusters International release from damages. This is like the contract that you would have a client sign, like if you went to have them, they were hiring you to get rid of ghosts or whatever. And it's got common ghostly terminology from obviously based from the hey Mobius. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that this game existed. So here's your common ghostly terminology. They have different classes. See, now in the movies they don't tell you that, but there's different class 1 up through class 7. It says right here. Class 7 is the highest apparently. And so anyway, that's your. Then you got temporary permit for saying that you will agree to comply with all environmentally pertinent laws governing the United States from the EPA. I'm guessing that's because you're catching a ghost, and that figure, that somehow if you dispose of it, it's got to be done according to the EPA, right? But anyway, so this is all the kind of stuff that they put in the box. They've got the Ghostbusters International Last Will and Testament for any of the Ghostbusters. They have to fill this out, I guess, if they want to be a Ghostbuster. So, and of course, you could make photocopies of these if you wanted to actually use them in the game. You didn't want to mess yours up. But it's got maps, and I'm assuming that's for there's a kind of a sample adventure. The very first adventure is in the book. So this must be the maps for that. And what else? Let's see here. This is the how to play. And it looks like there's a separate document here. That's the quick start rules. And then this is from Ghostbusters International. And it says, to whom it may concern, congratulations, you have been accepted as the Ghostbusters and it has a space there for like 12th or 13th or whatever Ghostbusters franchise. So in the role-playing game, you're a franchise owner of a Ghostbusters franchise. By that, at the point in the timeline, I guess they've franchised out. And it says, as chief financial officer of this corporation, let me welcome you to our large, ever-growing family of hardworking, tax-paying citizens who have devoted themselves to a lifetime of public service and community activity. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Nothing about ghosts. It's just the boilerplate stuff, and they actually put it in the game. So they gave you the typical 10 minutes of play right there. It kind of gives you the different players, what they're saying and how the game master's responding. So they put a lot of little things into this, they even gave you a West End Games fall 1986 catalog. So this must have dropped in 86. So it's got all their different games and stuff from their catalog. And then we get into the actual game itself. They give you a training manual. And there's the Ghostbusters headquarters map on the back of this. So from the movie, that we all know the headquarters that they were operating out of and everything, this is the actual schematics. And then talks about, becoming a Ghostbuster. And it's got, all the characters from the movie, of course. Venkman, Egon, Venkman, Stantz. They're all making quotes in here. So you get that, and that's like the player's handbook, I'm guessing. And then here's the operations manual. And this is a bigger book. So I'm guessing this is more like for the game master. This is the whole shebang right here. And there is, in the very beginning of this, they have a sample adventure. They have one that you can actually play through called 30th and Lexington. And so that's in here. And then in the back, they have random adventure generator. So you could actually generate your own adventures within the Ghostbusters franchise, within the game world itself. And then they have the Ghostbusters ID cards. Now, these are basically your character sheets, and there's a blank one here, but they also give you the ones from the characters in the movies. So there's Egon's right there, and then they give you this is Venkman, Bill Murray's character, Winston, and I think, which one is this? And this is Stance. So yeah, night and day. It sure does. And so that's why I was saying, at some point, if my lives get bigger and bigger, I'll have to have a moderator or two to help out. So, hey, Stefan. I'm assuming it's pronounced Stefan. Good to see you too. So anyway, and then you get all these other cards that are for equipment and stuff like that. So this one is obviously not what when collectors say unpunched, they mean like if they have any cards or whatever, if they're in perfect condition where they haven't been separated, that's considered unpunched. And this one is obviously punched. See, so you're missing stuff. So, but you have your ghost traps and all that in the cards. And that's basically the game. One of the cool things, okay, Bastille, I'm going to make you a moderator and just let me know. It says Bastille is now a moderator. So basically, if somebody jumps in and does what that other dickhead did, spam and hate speech and all that kind of stuff, you have my full authority to kick them out and block them and all that shit. And all you do is on the right, you get the 3 little dots where their post was. And if you click on it, it should say report and then remove, put user in timeout, etc. So I'm assuming you'll be able to do the same thing. So if I'm talking and I miss something, feel free to, if somebody does that shit again, feel free to kick them the hell out. But anyway, if you're a collector and you decide you see one of these and you decide you might want to get it, the key that makes it worth something is it has this special die in there. And it's basically a 6-sided die, but it's got the Ghostbuster symbol on the numbers for the number 6. And of course, you probably, it's not going to, let's see if I can get that to, come on, autofocus, please. Let's see if we can get that to, because it's actually pretty decent detail, but it's all blurry. You're not going to be able to make it out. Anyway, it's the Ghostbuster symbol. And so that's the one, if you find them, like on eBay or whatever, 99% of the time they'll say that there's no die. They've lost this, but luckily I still have mine. So, and here's the funny part about it is whenever I buy any role-playing stuff, because I am a collector, for all these years, I've always kept the receipt with the item. And here, there's my receipt right there from 1987. I bought it and that is tiny, tiny writing, but I bought it at the PX, the Army PX in Aschaffenburg, Germany. And it looks like I paid $12.75 for this game. That's what it looks like. And it was in 1987. So there may be some of you in here that weren't born in 1987. I don't know. But anyway, that is the Ghostbusters tabletop role-playing game box set right there. So I haven't looked to see if it's worth anything on eBay or whatever, but I do know that if it's worth anything, it's only if it's got that die in it. So, let's see. I even have our handmade little character sheets for it because we didn't want to mess up the cards themselves. We just hand wrote them so that we didn't have to mess up any of the cards. So Well, yeah, Bastille, I do it because that's a good idea. I should just scan it. Um, yeah, I keep them because if I ever was gonna resell, um, I'd want to know how much I paid for it originally. And then I do a curated list of all my collection, and one of the fields on there I have is purchase price, whatever I paid for it, just for my own, edification, so I know how much I paid for it and everything. I find that interesting, how cheap something was in 1987 and what it's worth now. So, hey, Mistra. Um, hey, Mister, I'm gonna make you. I was hoping you were gonna show up. I'm gonna make you a moderator if you want to be one, and that'll give us two. That'll give us Bastille and you, and um, that way, if one of you isn't on or whatever, um, you guys can. So if this kind of shit, if that happens again, eBay has them going for 199 to 299 bucks. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna make. Okay, so now we got Bastille and Mistra. You guys are my moderators. If you guys know what to do, you guys know what is not appropriate, and that was the epitome of not appropriate. So, um, anyway, so yeah, I wanted to show you guys that today. I thought that would be fun. I'll do that with every one of these lives. I'll pick out something out of the collection to show you guys. I didn't show the back before. There's the back of it. And let's see here. I'm trying to see if any of the names on here for design or any of that stuff or anybody that I know or remember. None of the names are ringing a bell, but it was probably developed by Chaosium, and put out by West End Games. So anyway, so Mr. Yeah, I was talking about that at the beginning. I can't, you know that I have been calling for his fucking resignation since the whole thing started. And the fact that he's still there at Activision leading and now they're back. The board of directors is backing Bobby Kotick. That's insane. Yeah, that's the Ghostbusters tabletop role playing game box set from 19. I bought it in 1987, brand new. Yeah, and I thought for sure that when I saw yesterday that the stock took a shit, 6% or something like that, which is a lot of money. 6% of Blizzard stock. Oh, Activision Blizzard. That's a lot of money. That the board of directors would say, "Hey, Bobby, you got to go, man. You're killing our stock." But they put out a statement saying they support him. He must have dirt on every single one of them, and they're afraid that he's going to take them down too. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, so does anybody have any comments about the video game award nominations that came out yesterday? We've already talked about Cyberpunk 2077. That didn't. That's just a little odd that that got nominated for role playing game of the year, in the state that it was put out and the state that it's still in. But other than that, I am not a console player, so a lot of them were things that I don't play, and that some of them I don't even know about. But it doesn't mean that it's not worth talking about. Let's see here. See if I can find the list real quick here so we can. So game of the year has Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts I've heard. I did not play the first one, and I certainly haven't played the second one, because if I was going to get into the franchise, I would start with the first one. So Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. So obviously, I've heard of Deathloop, I've heard of Metroid, Psychonauts, Ratchet and Clank, Resident Evil. I've heard of all those franchises. The only one I hadn't is It Takes Two. Best game direction was Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts Ratchet and Clank again. Best narrative, Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange, True Colors, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2. And we can keep going, but the bigger ones, let's see here. Let's look at best indie games. 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Bridge of Spirits, Inscription, Loop Hero. I haven't heard of any of those. I don't know if those are console or PC or both. Let's see here. Only game on this I have interest in is Deathloop, when I'm waiting until Christmas so I can get it cheaper and with less bugs. Yeah, Final Fantasy, did it get, I'm hoping Final Fantasy got nominated for MMO of the year, because it should have. I played it, tried it. It wasn't my cup of tea, but I recognized the polish and the amount of detail in the world and the design, and I get it. And so I'm gonna go back and look and see if they even have an MMO category, or if it's absorbed into RPG into the RPG genre. If they don't, they need to have one just for MMOs. Best multiplayer. Holy shit, they've got New World on here. How do they have New World on here for? I mean, it was big when it dropped, but the amount of bullshit that's going through right now. I mean, they just had to take the economy down again yesterday, because they keep having these dupes, and they got to fix the architecture, the code of the game. It looks like Valheim, of the ones that are on here, Back in Blood, It Takes Two, Knockout City, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim. Of those, I haven't played Valheim, but I heard nothing but good things about Valheim. I'm surprised that Final Fantasy is not on that list, unless it was already nominated like last year or something. So, oh, it got nominated for ongoing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, hey John, that might be the first time if you said hi earlier, I didn't see it, John. No, looks like that was your first comment. So, payola, yeah, that's what I'm saying. With Cyberpunk, I've said that in my Beer 30. I said that it looks like if they're big developers and they've got enough influence, they can just get on the category just because of influence. And like payola, who knows if they're paying anybody, but you know. Yep. Yeah, and that's not the way it should be. I don't know if any of you guys follow Boogie2988. I've been following Boogie since he was just starting on YouTube. And he's gone up and down with controversies and problems and everything else. But I've continued to be subscribed to his channel, because I think the guy at heart, he really wants to be an advocate for gamers to be able to get good products and all that. And he put out a video yesterday about the Game Awards and his issues with them, and he even won one when he was I think he was the most upcoming gamer or something like that when his channel took off or what that year. So he's even won one, and he even criticized the owner of the Game Awards, the guy that puts them on. And he says, hey, I'm friends with the guy, but it's just it looks like it's not, there's no integrity behind it, because he said that there's a jury that votes on all this stuff, people from the industry, and they're the ones who nominate everything, and then we all get to vote, right? It goes up, and supposedly all the gamers get to vote, and we get to vote and everything, but it turns out only 10% of the decision for an award is what comes from the audience poll or from the gamer poll. The rest, the other 90%, is made up by that jury of um, of judges. So if those people are all from the industry, how much corruption can there be there? Like you said, someone gets paid off, that's on the judge panel, and there you go. So, yeah, if you guys haven't seen that particular video by Boogie yet, I think he just dropped it either yesterday or this morning, but it's a good video. Let's see here. Publisher pays for positive reviews and propaganda. Yep, absolutely. Mobius. I had fun with Valheim for a while. I heard a lot of good things about Valheim. I heard a lot of people were having a blast with it. Timing wise, it wasn't something that I jumped into. I'm playing EverQuest 2 right now. If it pisses me off or something, or if I get bored with it or whatever, I just decide I'm done playing it. Valheim could be something I go and try. Why not? A lot of nominations were odd, like Genshin Impact doesn't deserve it. See, Genshin Impact, that's one I've never even heard of. Huh. The end game takes 10 minutes a day and there's nothing to do. So basically what you're saying is when you get to end game, all there is, the only content is it takes you 10 minutes a day and there's nothing else to do. That's pretty bad. I mean, they can fix that by adding content, but again, if we're talking about the state that it's in now, if that's the way it is, that's no good. So anyway, I hope that at some point, perhaps somebody else comes along and comes out with a better game awards system for the industry as a competitor to the Game Awards. And perhaps maybe that one will be more from the gamers and less from the industry. It'll be a true representation of what the gamers like, whether or not that'll happen, who knows, but it would be cool to see. Nothing like competition, to make things better. Well, you make a good point there. Mister says it would probably be Amazon doing that. That would not be out of the realm of possibility at all. With their money and the fact that they like to get their fingers in every pie, you're absolutely right. I could see them doing that. Yep. And I don't know that. I mean, it would have to do with it would really have to be what's the mechanic for voting and nominating and all that, and Disney gaming, yeah. Well, let me tell you, Mister. Back in the day, you say Disney gaming, and I am instantly think of LucasArts games, and in the adventure genre, because that's pretty much all they did for a long time. They ended up getting into first-person shooters with Star Wars Dark Forces and Jedi Knight and all that, but up before that, it was all adventure, games with The Dig and Full Throttle, and there's a whole shit. I mean, there's so many I can't even think of right now, and they were incredible. Yeah, and I did a whole video on when Disney bought the Star Wars franchise, and they said they were going to do away with LucasArts Studio. I did a whole tribute video to it, to them. It was fantastic. Okay, so Bastille, you used to work for Electronics Boutique. Dude, I spent a shit ton of money at Electronics Boutique. Let me tell you what, I guarantee you in a lot of the boxes and stuff I got in my collection, I got Electronics Boutique receipts in there. Boy, I bought Voodoo 3D cards when they first came, the first 3D, video cards that you could put in your rig. Sound Blaster audio cards. and then the speakers to go with it, and then I don't think I ever bought RAM there. I don't think they sold RAM there, but I bought, and that's in addition to like any of the games. Like I mean, I bought a shit ton of games from Electronics Boutique, but I also bought hardware there back when that was a thing. I used to love that place, man. There was them, and there was a place called Babbage's, and they both sold. They were competitors, and they both sold games and hardware, and that was the golden era there, man. So, um, yeah, I wish there was places like that. I mean, now everything is, there's no brick and mortar stores worth of crap anymore. Best Buy, if I go there, the last thing I went there for was this mic and camera, and that was because if you remember, I was supposed to do a video or something, and my audio crapped. My mic died, and it wasn't. I didn't know if it was the camera too, because they seemed to be connected at the time, that they were both glitching out. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to replace both of them because they were both pretty old. And I went there, and I tried to. The guy was trying to sell me something else. And I was like, no, dude, you have a box that says it has a camera, a Logitech camera, and it has a blue. What the hell's this thing called? The blue mic. I forget who makes them. The Yeti Blue. And I said, it's all in one box, and it's like $179 or whatever. I go, that's what I want. It says you have them in stock. He goes, well, you can't go by the website. Because I said, well, it says you have like 3 in stock. And he's like, well, you can't go by the website. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't go by the website? Isn't it tied into your computer in the store to, like, your inventory? Isn't that the same? That's what, and he says, nope, 2 different things. And I'm like, then what the fuck's the point of it? I drove all the way to the store because you said you had 3 in stock. If I was going to wait till the next day, it's like, I just order Amazon next day delivery, but I wanted to go get it right then. And so I get down there, and I had to beg the guy to go and look, and he finally went and looked, and he found one. Thank goodness. But he didn't want to take, he was like, I don't think I have any in stock. I'm like, well, can you go look? And they wonder why Amazon is, Best Buy is basically a showcase now. People go and look and see what they like at Best Buy, listen to it, whatever if it's speakers or whatever it is, TVs, watch it, and look at it. And then they order their shit on Amazon. And they wonder why they do that. It's because, well, you go in there to get something, half time you guys don't have what the person wants, Anyway, that was a little tangent there about, got me started with Electronics Boutique, and then to what we are now, what we have now as options. It's either order it on Amazon and hope that it doesn't get damaged in shipping or whatever, where you got to send it back and all, which, I mean, Amazon's great for sending stuff back. Everybody knows that. So that at least isn't a hassle, but it would be nice if we had brick and mortar where we could just go and buy what we wanted and bring it home, Well, so, Mister, I know why the guy didn't want to check, because he had a fucking line at the he was now Best Buy. When you go in there, they don't have registers up front anymore. Basically, whatever department you're in, they just check you out, run your card right there, and then you can just walk out of the store with it. And so he's technically a cash register, and in that department, he had like 4 people behind me in line, and he didn't have anybody around to help him, I guess. And so, of course, he didn't want to go look. And I was like, dude, I'm not in a hurry. I go, I will wait. I'll go browse and everything else, work through the line. And then when you get a second, if you'll go check for me, I appreciate it. And that's eventually what happened. But he was trying to dissuade me from doing that at all. He didn't want to do that anyway. He was like, no, he's like, I can get you this 4K one but it'll be here like next week. And I'm like, I don't want to wait. I got to do a video right now, dude, today. And so he finally, when he waited, he got everybody taken care of. I was just tooling around, looking through the store and everything, and he went and found one. But yeah, I wasn't leaving until somebody went and checked. So, but next time I'll try that. Dude, am I gonna have to kick you in the nuts to get you to go? I mean, and then of course I'll get arrested. So, and I'll say, well, Mistra, it's Mistra's idea. She said it works. So they'd be like, "Oh, we got a crazy old guy on aisle 6." You know. But yeah, if we had brick and mortar stores, it would be. And again, maybe now with logistics, the way the supply chain is, the way the workforce is now, there's not enough workers. They can't. I don't even know what's keeping these brick and mortar places in business now. So let's see what else we got. Trying to think. Here's a question for you guys. Are there any big titles, gaming titles, that are dropping in time for Christmas that you guys want to see on under the tree or whatever that you have on your wish list for the holidays? There's a good question for you. I can't think if there's anything dropping for me anyway. I mean, I always go to my wish list on Steam, and then I just wait for the Christmas sale, and that's when I pick stuff up. But as far as any of you that play consoles, there might be some console titles that I'm not even aware of. Yeah, now Elden Ring, was that going to be available for PC? Because I didn't even check that. But I've been checking the trailers and stuff out, and it looks pretty damn good. Let's see here. Yeah, Microsoft Windows. So it is going to be. Let's see if it's. I want to see if it's going to be. It might show up on Steam. Let's see if it's Elden Ring. There it is, $60. February 2022. Okay. So what you're saying is that it was supposed to be out in time for the holidays season, but now I wonder. Let me go back here where I can. So let's see here. So Elden Ring, is that kind of like Skyrim, open world role playing game? It's not an MMO. It doesn't look like. So I'm guessing it's going to be kind of like Skyrim with an open world role playing situation. So, Stefan, I've been thinking about Black Desert Online. I have not, but I did look at it when New World started having all their problems, and I said, okay, I'm just going to take a break from New World. I said, I wonder what else I could try. It would be similar. And I saw Black Desert Online, and I read a couple things about it. And I think I asked a question in some forums, maybe on Steam, and somebody said, there's no subscription fee, but in order to really do anything of consequence in the game, you have to buy like crates or packs or whatever to be able to do stuff. And I was like, if I'm going to do that, I'd rather just subscribe to a game, and not have to worry about, uh, picking and choosing stuff like content and all that. And so then I said, well, let me try EverQuest 2 again, just to hold me over for New World. And then I kind of fell back into the EverQuest 2 world, which it's not hard to do. I mean, it's one of my old standbys. So I have not played Black Desert Online, but it did intrigue me. So I've heard that I've heard good things about Black Desert. I mean, it apparently has a good player base. It's kind of like Dark Souls, but easier and open world. Well, yeah, easier than Dark Souls. Yeah, I would hope so. I don't know if there's going to be any more games that are, on that difficulty scale. Am I going to play Far Cry 6 again? Again, I'm waiting until the price drops. So Colin, to answer your question, I'm doing exactly what you're going to do. I have not bought it yet, but when I saw the prices for Far Cry 6 and the different price packages that they had, how many they had, Ubisoft, I was like, come on, you guys are absolutely money grabbing to an obscene level with this. So I'm in the camp with you. I'll wait till the price drops and get it at a reasonable price. I'll wait till there's like a gold edition, and the gold edition's like 40 or $50. And I'll get, and then, but like if you wanted the Game Pass, it was, I mean, there was some ridiculous one that was like, I think it was over $100, $100 or over, and to get the Game Pass and to get these, I can't remember what the other stuff was. There was like skins or something, and yeah, it was just too much for me. I was like, I'm not gonna drop that kind of money on that, because Far Cry games, they last me. I usually finish them in a week, and I was like, no, I can hold off till it. I'm same as you. I can wait till that drops, So, Bastille says, I want to get the Owl Cat game, Wrath of the Righteous. It's been out for a while. I heard something about that. Let's see here. By the way, there was an X-Pack for Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO. I think it dropped, or it's getting ready to drop. So anybody that is interested in that, I guess that's not a bad time to pick that. I think the game is considered free to play now, and then there's just a subscription. So it might be a good time to get into that if somebody's interested. I want to do a Wrath of Righteous. Let's see here. Oh, that's the Pathfinder game. So I'm wondering why you call it the Owl Cat game. I'm interested to know if there's a story behind it, if that's an inside joke. Yeah, that's the Wrath of Righteous is the Pathfinder. It's the sequel to what was it, Kingmaker? I think it was the first one. Among Us is coming to consoles in December. Oh, Owlcat is the developer. Okay. I thought he was, the way he wrote it, I thought that was that it was about owl cats or something, like that was the protagonist or something was an owl cat or something like that. That's why I was like, what in the world's he talking about? But now I get it. Yeah. So they're who developed it. Okay. Among Us is coming to consoles, and is that one you're looking forward to? It's way more about demons than owls. So, I have put off. So that Kingmaker, that one's probably going to be on my list for Christmas during the Steam sale. I'll probably get that one, because if this one's as good as everybody's saying, I want to do both of them. I want to start it with the first one. So Bastille, do you need to have played Kingmaker to get into this new one? Oh, you haven't gotten it yet either. So maybe though, if it's required, like if it's a true sequel. Because I'm one of those, like, if it's especially story wise, yeah, see, if it's standalone, then maybe I'll just, oh, thanks, mister. Yeah, I might just pick that one up then. Just start with that one then. But yeah, I hate being lost, like when there's references, especially in role playing games, if there's references. Because I started with Fallout 4. I never played Fallout 3. I never played Fallout New Vegas. Never played any of those. I started with Fallout 4. So there were references. I went back and played Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, but I played Fallout 4 first. And there were references in Fallout 4 that I didn't get because I didn't start the series properly. So hey, Taja. Hey, it's late for both of you guys, isn't it? For Taja and Mistra? It's late for both of you guys, isn't it? You guys are both over in Europe, right? Yeah, that's why I do the one on Sundays. I do it at noon Pacific time, because uh, it it's still early enough in Europe for you guys. But it's good to see you both here. Um, well, so Colin, how did the earlier two Fallout games compare to Fallout 4? They were, story wise fantastic, mechanics, combat, all that same. The thing that got me with Fallout 4 was the settlement building, and neither one of those two games had settlement building. And man, I'm telling you what, the idea that I could go out and gather and scavenge what I needed and then build my own base and build it any way I want to, you know, especially when they give you the island in Fallout 4, it's basically a blank slate and you can just build literally whatever you want. That had me all over it. So um yeah, so it's just again, it's just play style. So I have heard many people say that New Vegas is the best Fallout of all time. Um and I keep waiting for them. I would love for them to do a remaster of New Vegas, and I would play through it on the remastered one in a second, even if it doesn't have settlement building, which it probably wouldn't. But I would love to go through a remastered version. Oh, that's cool, Colin. Colin says, "I'm afraid to tell you I cannot be arsed with settlement stuff and only did the bare minimum to get on." Again, that's playstyle, man. I respect all playstyles. That's why in MMOs, people that raid, I hate raiding. But more power to you. If you're a raider, I respect the shit out of you. That's a commitment, man, to be a raider. Um, people that love to PvP, like in New World, you got all these people that are just dying for PvP, and I almost never PvP in an MMO unless I make it to max level and I get myself decently geared. Like in World of Warcraft, my hunter, I got when I was hardcore into World of Warcraft, even though I wasn't raiding, we were doing battlegrounds, and I got really really well geared on my hunter. And open world PvP, then I felt like it was fun for me because I felt like I could compete. Where like with New World, they tell everybody, "Oh, you should just be declared all the time." And you're level 15 and you go out and you got all these level 60s just ganking the shit out of you nonstop over and over again. And it's like, for me, there's no fun in that. It's like you can't compete with them. You're level 15, they're level 60, they're end game, and they're just gonna sit there and gank the shit out of you and grief you. It's like, to me, that's not fun. So, but there are people who live for PvP in MMOs. And again, I respect the shit out of it. That's their play style. More power to you. Have a ball. Um, let's see here. Okay, I gotta get caught up here. Taja, I'm working nights. Okay. Well, I guess that makes it easy then for you to jump in here. Mistra, what sleep? Yeah, I'm not sure Mistra sleeps. Like, I see you on Twitter like 24/7. I swear to God, I don't think you do sleep. Colin, I got mixed up last week and ended up too early and too late. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stick to the schedule so that everybody can kind of get used to it, And let's see here. Brandon Looney Tunes fan 2000. What's up, Doc? Hey, what's happening, man? Colin says that even the great thing about video games, even the same two people can have vastly different but equally rewarding experiences. Exactly my point. It's funny because rating in Final Fantasy is not crazy commitment like it is in WoW, just designed differently. See, now that intrigues me, Mister. You're gonna get me going back into Final Fantasy. Just hearing that makes me want to try it again. If that's the case, yeah. Welcome, Brandon. You're more than welcome, man. Oh yeah, New World took it too far. Ganked. That's why I never played GTA 5 online. It's the perfect bully sim. Yeah, that makes sense. The GTA remaster is a disaster. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. The trilogy. I didn't buy it. I own all the games. I didn't see, and yeah, it's a remaster, but the only Vice City is the only one that I ever put a lot of time into, like with GTA. And when I say a lot of time, compared to other games, not close to the other games that I put time into, but for GTA, that's the one I put the most time into and had the most fun with. I was enjoying the story, and then of course you had all the cool, jumps and crashes and see how many stars you could get and all that. I mean, I had fun with Vice City, and I loved the soundtrack for it. I wish I would. They had that full giant box set of soundtrack on CDs when the game released. You could get just that separately, and I think those are worth cash now if you had one. Let's see here. Stefan, question a little bit out of topic. You mentioned Germany many times. You're an American who served in Germany or German. Just curious. I was in the Army, the U.S. Army in the 80s in Germany. To answer your question, I played the original San Andreas about 4 weeks ago. I had no idea a remaster was coming. Yeah, I played a little bit of San Andreas, I think. But yeah, I put a lot of time into, comparatively speaking, into Vice City. It is the barrier to entry, other than story you have to get through, is low on Final Fantasy, and jobs are balanced well. The difference in DPS single digits, WoW can get as high as 35%. Okay, so what you're saying then, Mistra, is that for rating in Final Fantasy, even if you are not the absolute fastest on rotation with your keyboard and everything, you can still be competitive with DPS and stuff like that. Whereas with WoW, the second that you fucking miss a keystroke and your DPS goes down, they want to kick you out of a raid. It's like like you said, ridiculous expectations. It takes the fun out of it for me anyway. So, yeah, because I'm a decent player, but I can't compete with people that raid, 5 nights a week and play the game, damn near 24/7. I'm never going to be on their level. And you get into a raid with those guys, and it's like, oh, get good, loser, and they kick you out. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's fun. So Colin, you deleted a couple messages. Did I miss something? I wasn't fast enough to get to those before you deleted them. So, trying to see if I missed anything. I'm just gonna go back up here real quick and. So there's no keys like Mythic. Well, that's good. Let's see. I think I'm all caught up. I don't think I missed anybody. Cultures. Let's see here. You already read that. So Taja, you're playing Far Cry 6. You're enjoying it? I take it. Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't something that I did, Colin. That we're good. It's soulless, but it's playable. So we were talking about Far Cry 6 earlier, Taja, and a couple of us said we're going to wait for the price to drop. I do have one question for you, Taja. If you're playing, which tier did you put out money for? Did you get the base game? Did you get the gold edition? Did you get there's like 5 different tiers if I remember correctly. I'd be interested to know which tier you spent the money on and whether or not you think it was worth the money. Final Fantasy also has Loot Master. Okay. WoW got rid of it, which makes no sense. Yeah. Yeah, that's Loot Master is good in a raid if the person running the raid is somebody you trust. Yeah. Okay, so you got the base game. So I'm waiting for the Christmas sale on Steam, Taja, and oh no, it isn't on Steam. Yeah, that's right. That's on Epic Games, so it may not even be on sale for Christmas. I was hoping it might be, but we'll have to see. I had an amusing bug in GTA 3 Remaster. You're sent to pick up a couple guys to a dog food factory for them to be whacked. I failed the mission because they died. Okay, yeah, I could see that happening. So I'm guessing that you either crashed or you got wasted along with them on en route. And were you able to retake the mission, Colin? Yeah, because Loot Master is fantastic. If you're in, I did a Nixia, raid, and it was a pickup group. It was a pug on Nixia raid one time, and we had a fantastic raid leader, and we all did really well. And I think there was maybe one wipe because somebody didn't watch the tail and got knocked into the whelps or whatever. I can't remember what exactly happened, but I think there was one wipe. Nobody got pissed. Everybody just regrouped, went back in, and we finished it. And then the dude who was the raid leader had on masterware, and he was legit fair on all the stuff that he divvied everything out, and that was a fantastic experience. But that was a rare experience. That's not how it normally would go, So the guys walked into the factory like they were meant to, and that killed. Oh, so it just whacked them when they walked in. Like even it shouldn't have done that. It's an absolute bug. I got you. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're over an hour now. The voice is starting to go. So this has been fun. Other than that dickweed that came in at the very beginning and spammed hate speech. Other than that, this was a blast. Got to talk about a lot of different topics. I'm glad that you guys enjoy me showing you some of these old gaming relics. I can do that every time we have a live. I can do that. So I'll try and think of what the next one will be. Let's see. Yeah, we got D&D tomorrow, John. That is correct. I gotta prepare tomorrow. So tomorrow on my Fridays, I get up in the morning, do whatever. I gotta do grocery shopping tomorrow. But then after that, it's solid getting ready for the campaign and prepping for that. Then 5 hours of that. Then Saturday, I generally just kind of chill, decompress, play a game, everything, watch Star Trek, everything. And then Sunday, I do my live. And sometimes I'll do the recap during the live. Sometimes I'll do a separate video for the recap. It just depends. So, yeah, time flies, Bastille. It's crazy. I always look up and I'm like, holy shit, it's already been an hour. And it's like some of these guys I've seen, like there's a couple guys that was it Nerdrotic and Heel versus Babyface and some of these other people. They do like 5-hour live streams. Well, the difference is there's several of them. So one person is not like being the one trying to entertain and talk the whole time. I could I could see the 5-hour thing there if you're not the only one trying to hold the thing going, you know. So um okay, Colin. Blade of Agony a few weeks ago I got it playing on my channel. Yeah, Heel versus Babyface, Nerdrotic. I've been watching those guys for a long time. I don't agree with everything that they say, but I don't have to. I like their takes on the comic book industry and movies and TV and gaming and stuff. So, you know, I find them entertaining. Um, okay, Colin, I'm pretty sure I'm already subscribed to you. If not, I will, and then I'll go check that out. So, all right, guys. I will catch you guys next time, and it will be uh, at the earliest. It'll be Saturday if I decide to do a recap for some reason on Saturday. Otherwise, it'll be Sunday on the live. So, all right, guys. See you, John, Mistra, Colin, Bastille, Stefan, Taja. Uh, let's see, Chupa. Who am I forgetting here? Anybody else? I think that's it. Anybody else? Oh, and our new person was Brandon. And let's see. I think that's everybody. If I missed you, I apologize, but we'll get you next time. All right, guys. Take care.